trying to clean up a little bit. So I just figured, welcome back to my layout. Basically, just going to give you a quick run through of where I'm at with the layout. I just got done cutting all the tabletop pieces, the sub-roadbed part. So even though I had these pre-cut by Home Depot, out of the kindness of their heart, this particular part of the layout is actually 30 inches wide, and these were cut at 4 feet. So I had to actually cut some of these down. Plus I had to cut this angle in right here too. Doing this type of work, I find the best thing, believe it or not, is a nice table saw. If you don't have a table saw, you can use whatever you got. If it's a power saw, a jigsaw, or whatever. Matter of fact, for basically doing anything around the house, you can't beat a good table saw because you can do pretty much anything with it. So I happen to actually like this one quite a bit. It's one that we actually stumbled across. I believe we got it at Home Depot. What's nice about it is that it's all self-contained. So for example, you notice it's on a stand. Well, the stand actually kind of rolls all up into a nice little cart, and then you can haul it away. Pretty nice. Oh well, enough about saws. Okay, so where we're at with the layout. So as you can see, I have my plywood top down, and I started putting down my pink insulation foam. The top, when you buy this Mianne Benchwork, I don't think they really give it much consideration on having multiple pieces for a top like I actually had it set up. Because they didn't really give me a lot of the clips that actually go up underneath the layout. They actually mount the top. So I had to buy some more of these little corner brackets. We picked these up at Home Depot. They're about $2 a pack of 4. And what I did was every corner of each top piece, I put a bracket. And that holds it, securely in place. Yeah, remember, like I said once before, this is just for your model railroad. You're not going to stand on this. You're not going to be using it to build engines on or anything like that. So it doesn't have to be ridiculously strong. So basically I'm putting the foam on. And as you can see, I got a number of pieces already put down. And you notice I got a number of little containers and whatnot I found around here in the basement, as well as some weights. I mean, we don't use them for exercise, but we might as well use them to hold down pink foam. Basically, all this is just to keep the foam nice and flat against the surface while the glue dries. Speaking of glue, I'm using this stuff right here. It's Loctite Power Grab all-purpose. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you, this is awesome stuff. This stuff here, I've used it on my other railroad. The only thing about this that I can say is make sure that this, whatever you use this glue for, you don't care about getting it back off, because this stuff here, when you glue something with it, it stays glued and it's not coming off. The other thing about this stuff, it actually, believe it or not, it's pretty good for inside home use. It doesn't have extremely bad odor, so that's really nice. You can buy it in a bucket like I got here, and that's kind of what it looks like. And basically, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like smearing it around on the wood here, primarily focusing on the edges, because that's where I'm most concerned about, is because I don't want the foam to actually curl up. Now this stuff here is just like the container says. It says it's instant grab. and it sets up real fast. Oh, well, they're not kidding. This stuff here, you got to work somewhat quickly with it, because if you don't, it actually starts to cure pretty quick. So all I do is I just kind of throw some on here, and then I just kind of start smearing it around. I know here I'm in a 2-foot section, and I know I have these all cut in 2-foot pieces. So I just work in the area in which I know I'm going to be doing next. I kind of concentrating on the edges where the actual plywood kind of butt up, because that actually creates a nice good seal right there. Don't really need it, but why not? And then you just kind of keep, like I said, focus on the edges. Put a little bit in the center, but that's not that important. Just keep throwing some stuff down. Focus on the edge. And away we go. Keep going. Boom. Boom. Okay, so now because this piece here, from here to here, is longer than the sections I have of foam board, because this foam board is 4 feet long. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a piece just right here, and then I'm going to start putting a piece up here, because I already know I'm going to have to cut this. So, grab a piece of foam. You notice, like when you buy this foam, you got this dark black leathering, and on the other side it's nice and clean and pink. Well, you want to use this for your top, because I've noticed that this here has a tendency to want to bleed through paint. So if you're doing like a winter scene, you're going to end up putting a ton of paint on this or something on this to kind of cover up this black lettering. Alright, and now I'm just going to basically place this. I'm going to kind of butt it up against that edge. And like I said, remember I already know I got to cut this. So I'm just going to kind of hold it right here on this edge. I got these weights, because this piece is already dry. I'll throw it over here. There we go. And then I can actually start working on this piece right here. Trying to work quickly here, because I know this is like, you know, hey Jim, let's have a video so we can watch paint dry. Because I know that's basically literally what this is. There we go. Grabbing our piece. Now a lot of times when you snap this foam, you usually end up with a straight edge and one that's kind of not so straight. Since I know I'm working outward on this, I'm going to put the straight edge on the inside part. And that's all she wrote. So, as you can see, you know, this is basically all it is to putting the foam and stuff on your sub-roadbed, and then like I said, you just trim it up. My recommendation to trim this up is to use a really sharp knife. You can just score it and it snaps real easy. So that's where I'm at. I'll till my next video.